Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning to Madam Shamalia. Today we are going to present about our chosen company, which is Petronas. I'm the first presenter. My name is Nur Shafika binti Ismail.
My name is Fahmi Razlan.
My name is Nur Fitra Razmi.
My name is Anis binti Muhammad Isa.
So let's proceed with the presentation. Alright, the problem of high unemployment is one of the most domestic economic and political issues in any country. High unemployment may prompt political leaders to oppose central bank initiative aimed at price stabilization if this initiative exacerbates unemployment. In other words, central bank and political leaders may have different opinions about the proposed price stabilization policy, which could prevent the policymakers from introducing decisive economic measures. This government is committed to pursuing a strategy to achieve a high income status. The government have embarked on an economic transformation program, or also known as ETP, to propel our economy to 2020. The ETP builds upon the policy direction, strategies, and programs of the 10 Malaysia plans. It is aligned with previous efforts such as the Government Transformation Program, that is GTP, and First Malaysia People First Performance, now as well as the groundwork of the new economic model. This means prioritizing investment of public funds and public supports in a limited number of a key growth engine. The 12th National Key Economic Area (NKEA) was announced in the 10 Malaysia plans. In implementing the ETP, tough decisions will need to be made. The government seeks the input and support of the private sector, civil society, and the society as we start implementing the projects and reform to take our economy forwards. One of the 12 NKEA is oil, gas, and energy. Through Petroleum Nasional Berhad, or also very known as Petronas, oil, gas, and energy NKEA is targeted to raise total GNI contribution to 241 billion by 2020 from 110 billion in 2009. As the base case of project, a natural 2% decline in oil and gas production, this GNI target will require the NKEA to grow at an ambitious rate of 5%. In achieving an additional 52,300 jobs will be created. Thus, Petronas and the government come with the rapid project at Pengerang to reduce the unemployment and to provide job opportunities, and also align with the NKA in the GTP to produce oil and gas and to achieve the target of the nation by the 2020. About the Petronas, Petronas was a Malaysian national oil and gas company which was incorporated on August 17, 1974 under the Malaysian Company Act 1965. Under the Malaysian Petroleum Development Act (PDA), Petronas was vested with the ownership of petroleum resource and had exclusive right, power, and liberties and privilege of exploring and developing petroleum resource. In return for the ownership and rights, Petronas paid royalties to the federal state and also to the state governments. Petronas was given the right to carry out processing, refining of petroleum, and manufacturing of petrochemicals. This act had given Petronas the sole right to regulate for the benefit of the nation. Towards the end of the 1976, the first production sharing contracts were signed with the three different major oil companies, that is Sabah Shell, Sarawak Shell, and also Esso. During the initial years, Petronas' roles mainly focused on managing and regulating the exploration activities of their contractors to ensure the upstream activities were being well administered and properly managed. Petroleum was Petronas' core business, from finding hydrocarbon up to processing and refining petrochemical industries, manufacturing, and transportation. Exploration and production activities encompass four: which is exploration, development, production of petroleum resource, and also refining. Refining activity focused on refining the crude oil. Meanwhile, marketing was responsible in marketing, trading, and retailing of petroleum products. Gas business was responsible in gas processing and transmission, gas liquefaction, and gas utilization, such as gas cooling. The petrochemical business was responsible for petrochemical manufacturing and marketing the product. Maritime and logistic business include marine transportation, port management, and terminaling, and finally, the logistic activities. Petronas' vision was to be a leading oil and gas multinational company of choice. This defined that oil and gas as the core business and emphasized on significance of integrated upstream and downstream activities in adding values to the primary resource. In line with the industry trend in the downstream and relevancy in the value chain, Petronas wanted to increase weighting toward gas and petrochemical. It expressed desire to leverage on the core business and outsource of the non-strategic activities and units. Petronas has developed strategies where it emphasizes on certain business segments, focus on certain geographical location, and leverage its competitiveness in a certain market segments. In 1994, Petronas started its globalization effort to become a global multinational company. Thus, a significant proportion of its operations were outside Malaysia and across several countries. Like other multinational companies, Petronas had to deal and manage with multinational and multicultural not only in Malaysia but other countries that it was operating. In 1996, the visions were changed to be a world-class organization. This is to make Petronas more competitive internationally. The vision also stressed on being a company of choice and strongly preferred by all stakeholders, consumers, and also partners. The Petronas mission statement was to develop, to explain the reason for its existence, strengthen the vision, and express the corporate direction in achieving the vision. Petronas described its mission statement as follows. We are a business entity. Petroleum is our core business. Our primary responsibility is to develop and add value to this national resource. Our objective is to contribute to the well-being of the people and the nation. So the mission statement stated that petroleum, which constitute of oil and gas, as being the core business. Petroleum as a natural resource had to be explored, developed, produced, processed, and transformed to a consumer product such as gasoline, ethane, as feedstock to petrochemical plant and gas for power plants. The mission also mentioned that the objective was to contribute toward the well-being of the people and the nation. Petronas believed that since it was entrusted with the responsibility to develop the natural resource and given the exclusive right under the Malaysian Petroleum Development Act (PDA), it has the responsibility to protect the well-being of the people and the nation whom it believed own the wealth of the natural resources of the company.
Okay, now we move to background of project, which is Petroleum Nasional Berhad, known as Petronas, is the Malaysian oil and gas company are developing a refinery and petrochemical integrated development project, or known as RAPID, and other associated facilities in Pengerang, Southern Johor, Malaysia, through a project called Pengerang Integrated Complex, or PIC. This project was launched in May 2012, which is part of the larger Pengerang Integrated Petroleum Complex proposed by the Johor State Government. Okay, for the total investment for the IPC project is about 97 billion ringgit, of which the rapid project was cost about 57 billion ringgit, and the associated facilities require about 40 billion ringgit. In April 2014, the Petronas Board of Directors approved the final investment decision For the Rapid project, the refinery project is anticipated to be complete by early 2019. It is expected to employ about 70,000 workers during construction and generate 4,000 new jobs upon completion. This project will produce gasoline and diesel that will meet Euro 4 and Euro 5.
They will have
Oil also feedstock for the chemical complex, which will create highly specialized chemical. The refinery will use modern technology to develop this product and follow environmental regulation. This project is one big step creating value to the downstream oil and gas value in Johor. It is one of the largest pieces of investment in Pengerang district and located on a single plot measuring about 2,000 hectares. In PIPC itself, all oil refinery facilities will add value to import crude oil via the Pengerang Independent Deepwater Petroleum Terminal or PIDPT. New high value and high demand products and byproducts such as polymers, pharmaceutical product and plastic will be created from the refined feedstock. In creating these products, Malaysia petrochemical complexes will be able to generate greater value and investment from its oil and sector. Okay, now we move to stakeholder of the project. Malaysian federal government and Johor state government lend full support for PIPC development. These projects are chaired by Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Seri Najib bin Tun Abdul Razak, and it will be managed by the Johor Petroleum Development Corporation or GPDC. Okay, the main role of the GPDC itself is to coordinate and to develop of PIPC as well as one-stop information center to assist investor, oil and gas players and local community. The JPDC will be led by Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid bin Nordin as co-chairman of Johor's Chief Minister. JPDC's board of directors are presented by both Malaysian federal government and also Johor state government to align government's effort in making PIPC a success project. Okay, now it's about the shareholder of this project. Okay, Petronas has signed a shareholder agreement with Dialog Group Berhad and Royal Vopak for the development of Phase 2 of Pengerang Terminal at the Refinery and Petrochemical Integrated Development or RAPID complex in Johor. The project is estimated to cost close to about 12 billion ringgit. Okay, a special purpose vehicle, Pengerang Terminals 2 Sdn Bhd, owned by Petronas, about 40%, Dialog 25%, Vopak 25%, and another 10% is by State Secretary Johor. It will undertake the project. The Vopak is the world's largest independent tank storage company by capacity, specialized in the storage and handling of oil product, liquid, chemicals and the gases. Pengerang Terminal Phase 2 project involves the construction of the storage capacity of approximately 2.1 million cubic meters and a deep water jetty with 12 berths at an approximate total project cost of 6.3 billion ringgit. The special purpose vehicle also signed an engineering, procurement, construction and commissioning contract and alliance agreement with a target EPDC cost of about 5.5 billion with Dialog. The Pengerang Terminal Phase 2 project will be built on 100
they will have
next to the site of the existing Pengerang Independent Terminal, which is scheduled to be commissioned in line with the refinery complex by 2019. Compared with the first phase, which commenced in the second quarter, Dialog has a 46%, Vopak has a 44%, State will Secretary Johor will have 10%. The Pengerang Terminal Phase 1 project has a similar storage capacity of 1.3 million and 6 deep water berths at a cost of 2 billion ringgit. The latest accord will not have any material effects for its financial year ending June 30, 2015, but expected positive long-term contribution to its future earnings. The total investment of
they will have
injection, shareholder loans, and also the external borrowing. Okay, now we move to name of project, which is the project that has been chosen by us, which is the Petronas Rapid Project, Southern Johor, Malaysia Pengerang Integrated Complex, or known as BA6H. Okay, in a report by the Finance Ministry, it was shown that from January to August 2011, about 91.1% or 300,000 persons among job seekers registered with the Human Resource Department are young people aged between 15 to 29 years old, both graduates and non-graduates. While unemployment is below 4%, youth unemployment is more than 2 times higher at 10.4%. This is considered high for the region compared, for example, to Malaysia neighbours, Singapore at 7%, Thailand at 3.4%. Unemployment in Malaysia is becoming increasingly vital. Every year, many students have graduated from institutions of higher learning either in public or private institutions. A lot of competition for jobs while job opportunities is low, causing high unemployment in Malaysia. Other than that, there are also a high number of new graduates each year that leads to unemployment. Okay, unemployment is a person who are above a specified age or without work currently available for paid unemployment, for self-employment, and actively seeking for work. Unemployment is a negative issue that may arise in every country around the world. As long as a person is involved in the labour market, he or she may one day become unemployed. Once unemployment issue is not solved, creation of problem to the unemployment graduates, nations, society, and even the country will certainly arise. Furthermore, if the nation unemployment continues to be severe, riots and insurgency will be occurring across the world and halting the country trading. A significant loss towards the nation will arise due to this serious problem. Solution for the unemployment problem is a priority of the government to include in the national economic planning and policy implementation. Thus, to overcome the problem of unemployment, Malaysia government itself comes up with rapid project that can be estimated to produce 4,000 of jobs opportunities to the local people.
So, to counter the unemployment problem, the RAPID project was project which were classified under the Key National Economic Area, was one of the initiatives under the Economic Transformation Program, or also known as ETP. ETP is an initiative by the Malaysian government to turn Malaysia into a high-income economy by the year of 2020. It is managed by Performance Management and Delivery Unit, also known as Pemandu, and it was an agency under the Prime Minister Department of Malaysia. Alright, Pemandu tasks were to identify the 12 national key economic area, or also known as NKA. The NKA is the key driver to the success of this program, such as activities have the potential to contribute significantly to the growth of the economy of Malaysia. So among the objective of NKA was to reduce unemployment, which were already the problem of Malaysia nowadays. So a rapid project were placed under the NKA initiative, and Pemandu was one of the agency that was responsible to keep in check or to oversee the project accomplished and can give job opportunities and also employment to the people of Malaysia. Pemandu was formally established on the 16th September 2009 and is a unit under the Prime Minister Department. Pemandu's main role and objective is to oversee the implementation, assess the progress, facilitate as well as support the delivery and drive the progress of the government reformation program and the economic transformation program. In relation to the ETP, Pemandu has been tasked with facilitating the implementation of the entry point project and business opportunities such as rapid project that have been identified to ensure that Malaysia is transformed into a high-income nation by 2020. To allow Pemandu to carry out its responsibilities effectively, it combined the best talent from both civil service and public service and private sector.
The founding of Petronas in 1974 provided vital impetus to the development of oil and gas resources in Malaysia. The oil, gas and energy industry is a central Malaysian economic growth, contributing around one-fifth of the national GDP over the past decade. With new opportunities for investment in the sector, this NKEA is set up to achieve an annual growth rate of 5% in the sector up to year 2020. Transform Malaysia into a regional oil trading and storage hub as well as ensuring long-term energy supply security to the domestic market. Collectively, the 13 EPPs for this NKEA are projected to generate GNI of 131.4 billion and create 52,300 new jobs by 2020. The global oil and gas industry is in flux as a result of a rising regional and domestic demand for energy products, developing sustainable energy solutions and lifting domestic production. One of the 12 NKEAs in Economic Transformation Program is Oil, Gas and Energy. As one of the projects under the Oil, Gas and Energy NKEA initiative is the Refinery and Petrochemical Integrated Development, REPID, which is spearheaded by Petronas. REPID, which was announced in 2011, has been built in Pengerang. REPID Pengerang is a project that requires the cooperation and collaboration of federal and state authorities, government corporation, and private sector. There is a specific body to monitor PIPC development, which is the Johor Petroleum Development Corporation. The Johor Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalil Nordin and Datuk Seri Idris Jalla are the board of directors of this body. This project provides thousands of jobs and opportunities for business during the construction phase. The great thing is after construction, there are productive assets which will contribute to the growth and income of the country for a long time. It is money well spent. The multi-million ringgit refinery and petrochemical integrated development REPID project in Pengerang and its spin-off activity will create thousands of jobs during the peak of its implementation. Petronas Chief Operating Officer, Datuk Wan Zulkifli Arifin, said that between 40,000 and 50,000 workers will be needed during the construction period to build the refinery, petrochemical plants and related infrastructure facilities. The complex itself will need some 4,000 trained technical staff once it starts to progressively come on stream from end 2016 onwards. Petronas is already recruiting 400 engineers this year for the project. REPID is being undertaken by the National Oil Corporation involving an investment of US 20 billion with world-class oil, gas and petrochemical companies as potential partners. The 2,000-hectare site at Pengerang is ideal because of its strategic location near international shipping lanes. It is one of the deepest points in Peninsular Malaysia and is well sheltered. Wan Zulkifli said this will be conducive for deep water port facilities, enabling very large crude carrier and other vessels to berth for crude and product transportation. It close proximity to regional demand center, which is ASEAN, China, and India, also expected to attract potential tie-ups with global partners in logistics and product distribution. The project is in line with the government desire to set up new engines of growth for Malaysia and create new business and employment opportunities that will raise incomes and improve the people's quality of life. For example, during the construction period, with 50,000 workers, you will see requirement for services like transportation, housing, food, hospitality, medical, and other needs. In the longer term, we executively expect rapid to fuel the growth of local supplier, service, and maintenance provided to support the operation of the complex. Other than that, what executive said, a lot of attention is being paid to potential opportunities during rapid implementation and post-commissioning is also very important as the complex will require various support service during its entire operational life.
Okay, the first trend that I can see from the Rapid project is about strategic locations. They choose a Pengerang, Johor because they believe that the place will bring benefits for them for the business. Okay, strategic locations may help the Petronas gain access to the existing major international shipping lanes, which are Middle East, Singapore, and also China. Other than that, we can see a very few environmental sensitive area, which is ESAs, which are easily preserved. Next, the strategic location also may have to low negative socio-economic impact with relatively unpopulated leading to minimal population relocations, safe and also shelter harbor, and also availability of the sufficient developments of infrastructure such as low and high telecommunications such as Wi-Fi. Besides that, the southern Johor was chosen as the location for the project due to its proximity to deep water port facility and also regional demand center. Okay, the locations enable easy transport of finished product to the market. Okay, for the second strength of the project by the Petronas is when the Malaysian federal government and also Johor state government lend full support for the Pengerang Integrated Petroleum Complex (PIPC). Okay, according to Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Abdul Razak, PIPC is a national project of strategic performance. Okay, to ensure that the various oil and gas projects within PIPC and storage hub in all three key areas are managed and administered efficiently, the new dedicated federal government agency. Okay, Johor Petroleum Development Corporation (JPDC) was created as a subsidiary to MPRC. The role of JPDC is to coordinate the development of PIPC as well as a one-stop information center to assist investor, oil and gas player, and the local community. As we can see, government and state give fully support for the national. Next, we go to the opportunities of the project. With the project of refinery and petrochemical integrated development rapid, we can see opportunities in the petrochemical industry, whereby the rapid is to set the leverage on opportunities opened up by global megatrends in the technological advancement, increasing consumer awareness and affluence. Through this project, Petronas is to set further expand and diversify its petrochemical industry and business through volume growth, a more diversified product base, and more importantly, a greater focus on premium, especially chemical industry in the vibrant Asia-Pacific market. New high volume and high demand products and byproducts such as polymers, pharmaceutical products, and also plastic will be created from the refined feedstock. In creating these products, Malaysia Petrochemical Complex will be able to generate greater value and investment from its oil and also gas sector. Okay, Go to the weaknesses of the RAPID project in Pengerang. The local communities in Pengerang lost their sources of income due to the development RAPID project. Even though the RAPID project provides many job opportunities, due to the lack of skills of the local communities limit their chance to get the job. It is because the local community expertise at Pengerang is fishing. Other than fishing, they also involved in a business such as open a food stall and others. They do not have expertise in oil and gas field. It is because working in oil and gas field required specific skill performance of the jobs. Due to the several reasons, the job opportunity goes to the outsider rather than the local communities. Further, external analysis such as trade of the project that we can see from this project is they are struggling to attract investors to invest to their project due to the oil falling price. According to Johor Petronas Development Corp Berhad JPDC Chief Executive Office Muhammad Yazid Jaafar in the Sun Daily, the planner of the multi-billion ringgit oil and gas (ONG) hub in Pengerang, Johor, are finding that difficult to secure investors for its phases as a global player rein investment plans in light plummeting oil price. He also stated that under the current environment, investors are holding back their investment. It is very tough to find a second Petronas to come to invest more than 100 billion in the Pengerang Integrated Petroleum Complex (PIPC). It is because the investors do not have a confidence to invest to their project due to the current climate. They keep us in their mind if they invest for the project, do they will survive or not. So that the reason they are holding back their investment, a lot of slower investment will come in because we are talking about massive investment. Other than that, Muhammad Yazid also stated that the possible delay to the current climate change and low oil prices as a companies take a longer time to evaluate their investment because of restricted funds. They will have to go through so many stages before they can come to the final decision to whether to invest or not.
In the midst of all excitement and promises of economic benefits to the state of Johor and the nation, there has been some disquiet amongst the Pengerang community. Local NGOs were formed and had submitted memorandums to various authorities, and several protests were organized this year. It would be wrong to say that this NGO and these people they represent are against any form of development in Pengerang, but what many are concerned about is that it has to be sustainable. These local NGOs have adopted a unifying theme which is Kekalkan Pengerang Lestari, or maintain the sustainability of Pengerang. Development of such scale must be embarked upon the regards for the people affected by it and be done responsibly to minimize its impact on the environment. The project was against by local community as the community there claims that they will lose their sources of income. Pengerang's main source of income is reaped from agriculture and fishery, and some run local business mainly within in the tourism industry and restaurant. There are about 3,100 residents within the 7 villages affected who earn a living as fishermen and smallholder. Though some argue that 40,000 jobs will be created during the construction phase and 4,000 by the time the project are complete in 2016, the reality are for many of these affected fishermen and farmers, it will be difficult for them to work in this new job because their skills are different. Other than that, The local community claims that the land of the local resident will be taken back for this development project. They claim the local community will not be compensated when they are forced to relocate from their homes. This however, was untrue, as Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Razak had assured the people of Pengerang received the compensation totaling about RM4.1 million that has been paid affected to fishermen in the area. Besides that, according to an article exporting pollution to Pengerang, the issue of air pollution also worries the local community in Pengerang. CPC Corporation, which is the Taiwanese firm interested in building a 35 billion petrochemical complex in Pengerang, Johor. They wanted to push ahead with its project here reportedly because its facility in southern Taiwan will be shut down in 2015 following strong protests from environmental and resident groups. This sparked allegation that the firm was exporting its pollution to Malaysia, as reported in Asia Sentinel on 27 April. Citing an environmental impact assessment (EIA) study conducted by Taiwan Chung Hsing University Environmental Engineering Department, Professor Tuan Beng J in 2010 showed that the average lifespan of People Island White will decrease by 23 days if the Koh Kuang petrochemical project was to be launched. And for the information, the rapid project is much bigger. The only reasonable inference is that this means that the damage will be more serious.
Recommendations. For this project, we are recommended about two recommendations. Firstly, to attract more investors, especially foreign investors. It is because rapid project is facing the threat to be delayed. So, it can be delayed about two reasons, which the firstly plummeted of world crude oil petroleum price per barrel. This had tremendously affected the profit of Petronas, which is the profit had dropped about 18.8 billion ringgit to 11.4 billion ringgit since 2014 to 2015. It shows that about 39% drop in the first quarter and lost about 7.3 billion ringgit. This rapid project under the Petronas need to attract more foreign investors to ensure a smooth flow of funds and money into the project to avoid this project from being delayed. The second recommendation is to have better communication between the government to the stakeholder, especially the public itself. It is because the public perceive a negative perception about the rapid project. This an objection from the public exists. For example, there are objections from the group of Himpunan Hijau Organisation Committee, who strongly oppose the rapid project. This had because the rapid project to be negatively perceived by the people and thus allowing an objection to occur. Petronas should maintain a close relationship with the people with allowing a two-way communication to happen. There are many questions about the project that still did not to be answered. Thus, people perceive it negatively and get the wrong information about the project. Petronas needs to be open about the project and deliver a good information to the public. For example, by conducting a press conference or question and answer season to the public to answer all the anxious and doubt. Thus, objective and a misunderstanding about the project can be decreased or avoided if Petronas maintain a two-way communication between the public and the project committee. Okay, for the conclusions, we can conclude that Petronas has planned a good project in order to overcome the social problem that occur in Malaysia. This project is not only can overcome the social problem, but also can encourage the economic growth by attracting more investors to invest in this project.